The Middle East never sleeps, and the past 24 hours have been absolutely insane. First up, we got confirmed that the Israeli Shin Bet arrested an Israeli woman who photographed their oil refineries in Haifa and passed this information to Iran. Next up, we can see in this video how 4 underground tunnels in Gaza are getting destroyed. This is east of the yellow line. The total length of the tunnels were about 800 meters. Within the underground tunnel routes, the troops also located living quarters, equipment for prolonged stays, mines, and materials used by the terrorist organization Hamas in order to prepare explosive devices. We also confirmed that Washington expressed its support for the Lebanese government's plan to restore the state's monopoly on arms and end Iran's influence. We could also confirm that the Israeli ambassador to the United States stated that Israel don't want the French anywhere near negotiations and that they are not a positive influence in Lebanon. The reason is pretty much clear. The French President Macron is more pro-Iran than pro-Israel, and as you might know, he isn't doing it for personal reasons. I believe he's hoping for economic gains from all the countries of the Ost. We could also confirmed that Ukraine requested clarifications from Israel regarding the fact that a ship belonging to the Russian shuttle fleet docked at a port of Haifa. And this ship contained reportedly wheat originating from the territories Russia seized from Ukraine. We could also confirm that the Italian Prime Minister have announced suspension of the military cooperation agreement with Israel. So for those of you who do not know, Italy and Israel had a military cooperation agreement with Israel, and this agreement ran out and Italy decided not to renew the agreement. The reason is obvious. They want to save costs, especially in a time where Israel is in constant war. The Chinese foreign minister also have welcomed all efforts aimed at reaching a peace agreement between Washington and Tehran. We were also informed that more than 20 commercial ships have transited the strait in the past 24 hours, even the United States blockade is in effect. I assume these 20 commercial ships have nothing to do with Iran, because the president said that any ship who is not docking at the ports of Iran is allowed to transit, so basically allied commercial ships. The president also stated that no ships got through the strait in the past 24 hours. We will get to the news very soon. But before all of that, the United States Department of Treasury sent a letter to the United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, China, and Oman, letting them know that some banks have allowed some Iranian illicit activity, and the United States asked them to take swift action against them and seize the activities. And here we have the detailed report. The United States Central Command stated that more than 10,000 United States sailors, marines, and airmen, along with over a dozen warships and dozens of aircraft, are blocking ships entering and departing from Iranian ports. The United States also said that during the first 24 hours, no ships made it past the United States blockade. Not only that, 6 merchant vessels complied with direction from the United States forces to turn around. Also, it was mentioned that the blockade is being enforced against vessels of all nations entering or departing Iranian ports and coastal areas. This includes Iranian ports on the Arabian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. Trump also stated that Meloni, Italy's prime minister, lacks courage on the Iran war. So probably because the left, as mentioned before, the defense agreement or military cooperation, which makes Italy look weak at current events. Then we got informed, according to the Mossad chief, war with Iran is not over. The Israeli intelligence chief, David Bener, stated that the confrontation with Iran is still ongoing. He stated that Israel's mission will only be completed when Iran's current leadership is replaced, calling the regime a long-term existential threat. I want to point out that the Mossad chief David Bener have probably chosen these words wisely, because he said that the confrontation with Iran is still ongoing, which is true, but it can also mean that even if this war ends, Israel and Iran will stay hostile against each other, hinting that at some point there will be another war. According to satellite images, it seems that Iran is already rebuilding. These images are from April the 10th, and it seems that Iran is clearing the rubble from an underground missile base because the airstrikes hit the entrances, but it seems not the infrastructure. Next up, as you may know, As mentioned yesterday, the Pope expressed that he will not bond over Trump's pressure. In my words, that at least this is what he said about. And Trump responded on that and claimed that Iran has killed over 42,000 unarmed protesters in just 2 months, and that Iran with a nuclear weapon is absolutely unacceptable. He said then now to focus the shift to the Vatican and asked, should the Pope be weighing in on geopolitical conflicts like Iran's nuclear ambitions and internal repression? So basically, Trump said that a Catholic Pope should focus on what Iran did before making any statements. We got also informed by the IDF that while fighting terrorists in Lebanon, 3 of the terrorists later surrendered to the soldiers and were transferred for questioning by the IDF. Lastly, I want to mention something that I totally forgot but is very important. As we know, across the country, on every border, the soldiers and the civilians mark the Holocaust Remembrance Day, pausing operations in memory of those who could not fight for themselves. Let's remember this horrific war crime that back then was committed, where over 6 million Jews were killed, but not only that, millions of other human beings from different nationalities were also killed. So let's not forget all of that.